In this country, can you say the word nigger?
Like to see it. So I thought maybe we would talk about like what we like about America, a couple things, what we're grateful for that we have in this country. For me, it's gonna be like white women, big asses. I like that. I like guns. We have those too. AR-15s are pretty cool. 1911s are pretty cool. 6 hours pretty cool. What else we got? Uh, yeah. Um, we got hunting. We got Arizona iced tea. We got moonshine. This country was like built on moonshine, illegal alcohol dealings.
Yeah, there's a few things that I love about America too. Televangelists, mega
Mhm.
churches, Oscar Mayer.
Okay. I just had one myself for breakfast.
Mm. I'm having some Texas toast, and coincidentally, right now, Texas is flooding. But Texas is like underwater right now. Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Boom.
California's so hot and sunny right now. It's like, how's that happening? Mm.
So what was the news again? You got Diddy's charges to drop.
That he sex trafficked two of his former girlfriends, Cassie Ventura and also Jane, who
Idaho something.
Idaho. Brian Koberger, accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, has accepted a plea deal. ABC News has confirmed.
Trump's big beautiful bill.
Like the biggest bill of its kind ever signed.
Wait. Diddy's charges got dropped?
Most
Almost.
of them.
Three out of
doesn't
5.
watch the news. Andy wants to discuss the news, but Andy doesn't consume.
I feel like the purpose of this show is just so that Andy can be informed on like popular current events in America. Like every week we just like call Andy and we just tell him what's happening in the world. Like he's a grandma with dementia, and we're like, yeah. So then Biden is not president anymore. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? The viewers also filled in, you know. You're also filling in.
True. I have a funny feeling that the viewers are just as fucking illiterate when it comes to news as you are. Fucking
no, they are, if not more so.
Yeah.
Is this brandy or wine, Jord?
Oh, this would be Monster Racism flavor, the original. But
in a fucking glass.
Of course. What do you think I am? A fucking degenerate? That's crazy.
Yes, you are.
Well, yeah, okay, I am, but at least I have class about it. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
You're a high-class crackhead, Jordan. I get it.
So fucking real. All right.
Yeah. Called a posh monster.
Let's get right into the news.
No, but seriously, no way did he got fucking acquitted. No way. They must have got him on site. He dragged the bitch by the hair through the hotel corridor. He started wailing on her. He was doing sex trafficking rings with the baby oil. You're telling me that what's the minimum charge?
So he didn't.
You want me to ask an expert right now?
Yes.
Hey, Mom, what happened with the Diddy trial again?
Oh, he got 2 counts. So the 3 major ones got dropped. So they got him for something for prostitution, but don't mind me. Didn't shower yet today. Thanks, Andrew. And I was watching it last night. I don't know the wording, but I do know that the judge decided not to give him bail, so he won't be sentenced until like October 3rd. So he's not getting out until then because the judge feels that he could be a threat to Cassie and other witnesses. So they don't think that, or the person podcast I listen to don't believe that the judge agrees with the jury's decision. So he could do up to 20 years for the 2 counts.
They should be paying you to newscast this.
Yeah, well, I'm interested in it. So
you hear that, guys? Give us some donations.
Yesterday, Tommy goes like this.
Yo, did she say 2 out of 3 of the charges got dropped though?
Yeah, yeah.
Major ones.
I know that there's the video of
The
The ones that carried real time.
right, like the
Where
conspiracy charge or the what's the one?
trafficking.
No, not that one. The
Oh,
extortion got dropped.
no, what was it? It wasn't extortion, racketeering.
Wow.
Racketeering got dropped.
Yeah.
So, but if they want to give him time and run it consecutively, so they can give him for the two charges he has, maximum would be 10 years and 10 years. And the judge doesn't really seem to like him, so there's a good chance of that happening.
There you have it, folks.
wow. Thank you, Andy's mom, special guest contributor.
Next time I'll shower for you.
Yeah, so Jordan had a point. There's a video of him beating the shit out of that lady, but it wasn't like he was on trial for beating the shit out of that lady. He was on trial for like pimping her out. And then she has text messages and stuff. You know, of all people, Bill Maher keeps finding himself clipped into our show, but Bill Maher had a really good, you know.
If Diddy walks free, it will be because his lawyers can point to an endless stream of text from Cassie expressing what's often called enthusiastic consent to their sex life. If you're Me Tooing someone, it doesn't help your case if you texted him, "Me too. I just want it to be uncontrollable." If you want us to think you weren't always ready to freak off, don't write, "I'm always ready to freak off."
The defense presented text messages and stuff from her being like, "I can't wait for the freak off tonight. I can't wait for you to whore me out. It's gonna be a lot of fun."
Man, these people who have too much money, like, I really feel like this is a symptom of having too much money. Like when you're P. Diddy and you can just have people whacked and you're like, yeah, and the CIA just gives you carte blanche license to move crack into certain metropolitan areas. Like you can just do whatever you want. You can just like pimp your girlfriend out. Like you start like becoming a complete degenerate and like nothing gets you off anymore except like 25 liters of baby oil. You know, like you just start spiraling into this like, he just like, man, he's a real product of like America. You know what I mean? Like he's a real like, wow, okay. That's what you become when you win the game of America. Yeah, that's what you become when you like.
He's like the Great Gatsby just with orgies. And instead of no one ever really seeing him, everybody is very aware of.
But wait, the rapes of wrath. It's more like that, I think.
Didn't read it. Steinbeck?
The rapes of wrath, not the grapes of wrath.
Yeah, that's Jewish. I didn't read it.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Could be either, to be fair.
You lie.
I mean, Steinbeck is a Jewish name, but I don't know if he was whatever. So I'm gonna stop eating because it's rude. But I made
the like it, like the ASMR E03 the mic.
That shirt is so fucking cool.
You have to say something so the camera.
Patriotic. Or you just put the camera on me. Yeah, no, I don't know. Look at it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's patriotic, dog.
Yeah. As far as fashion, you've never looked better. Everything else, never been worse.
So what are you guys doing for the day?
So doing fireworks, eating hot dogs, hamburgers, drinking excessively, partying down, catching STDs.
No, I mean, what are you doing for the 4th of July?
I just said that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were describing a standard American day. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, we're always independent, dog.
Yeah, we're very free to say whatever we want.
Right, it's like 10 in the morning for you. What the fuck? Just cracking into a Budweiser?
It's 2:16 for me. What time is it for you, Greg?
My fucking day off, bro. It's my fucking
day off. It's breakfast. I guess it's 4th. It's the 4th of July. If there's ever a day to crack a beer open for breakfast.
Bro, you never had beer and eggs with Texas toast? I mean, it's normal.
Look, I understand this is like the least British, least masculine, least like cool thing I could possibly say, but beer is fucking disgusting. And the only reason you like beer is because it makes you feel good and you've psyoped yourself into associating the flavor with the feeling. But actually, if you ever critically examined it, for example, if I said to you, how would you feel about this beautiful, non-alcoholic IPA that I have? You would probably look at me with disdain and disgust. Like,
yeah.
I feel that way about any IPA.
No, bro, listen, booze is mid as far as drugs go. there are better boozes than like the whiskeys, the brown ones. The hard spirits obviously go hard.
Moonshine, dog.
Fine, I'm open to it. But beer is just so like I'm against it, bro. I'm against it.
Empty calories, yeah.
You weren't against it when I was footing the bill, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, in that case, if I'm getting pissed, no, that's the difference. If I'm getting pissed, it's actually great because you can slowly get pissed over the course of a night. But as a recreational drink, no.
Nah, I love it. Like,
I'll
I
just crack
actually
open a
enjoy
cold
the
beer.
flavor. I rarely
You're
get
insane.
drunk. I'm rarely getting drunk off of the beer.
Actually, that's true. I've seen you put away like 10 beers and be like a bit tipsy. Like, I'm not be too like actually fun. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn, dude.
That's true. I did put away 10 beers in front of Jordan. I was only a bit tipsy.
That's like literally that happened. Like,
it's not just a drink; it's an activity, dude. Because you can just keep drinking them. You drink that whiskey, son.
Yeah, true. No, you're right. Yeah, it's like 2 whiskeys.
Black hole sun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Black hole sun. I enjoy the flavors of beer. My favorite thing to do is to go to different breweries or tap rooms and have shit I've never had before. And I'm not like snobby. I don't have a blog about it. I don't like look at the guy next to me and go, "Oh wow, the notes of pine are really coming through."
Yeah.
I'm just like, I like them, and I don't know. I'll let Brett Kavanaugh speak for me.
My friends and I, the boys and girls, yes, we drank beer. I liked beer. Still like beer. We drank beer. The drinking age, as I noted, was 18, so the seniors were legal. Senior year in high school, people were legal to drink, and we drank beer. And I said sometimes probably had too many beers, and sometimes other people had too many beers. We drank beer. We liked beer.
What do you consider to be too many beers?
I don't know.
You're just gonna take the day and chill. You're not gonna do anything like drastic.
So you just wait for fireworks. You wait for the
Right.
fireworks. Yeah. Every like major town, every city has their own like official fireworks show where it's supposed to be family friendly and safe. In California, I don't care about that because of so many Mexicans here. I just go out into the street in the neighborhood and it's a fucking fireworks show. And like the higher you get, like elevation wise, the more shit you'll see, just 360-degree view of fireworks anywhere in California.
That's fucking cool, to be fair. That's like,
yeah. So
is it like a national holiday in spirit though? Like, are people buzzing? Is the atmosphere good? Like when you go around, people saying Happy 4th to each other and shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, we've been saying that all week, or I mean, at least the last couple days, like at work and shit with customers.
Yeah, nice.
But the grocery store right now, I guarantee you, is fucking flooded and packed full of people just running in, grabbing hot dog buns and shit because they don't want to show up to the barbecue with nothing. And the beer is probably like what they do before 4th of July is they put like a big fucking mountain of beer. I'll clip in like a photo of this from like Walmart or whatever, any grocery store. Be a big fucking mountain of beer. They'll make like a football out of like Dr. Pepper fucking cans, and then they'll make like a gigantic pyramid or some shit. And that way you just walk in and it's right there and you grab it and then get in the checkout line. You don't have to like go down the beer aisle or whatever. But yeah, it's a day of like the way that Americans have decided to celebrate this is by like barbecuing, drinking beer, hanging out, and you always get the day off. Like almost everywhere will give you the day off. Anywhere with a soul will give you the day off.
Better show up to the function with something for consumption. That's my assumption, dog. You know what I'm saying?
What are we celebrating now? Important question to ask. I like to think that America is its principles, not that not this America is an idea concept, but more like it does embody free speech, freedom to protect yourself, freedom from government tyranny. But none of that is really true. It's all a sad illusion these days.
So my take is that
being an outlaw, dog. It's about saying fuck Britain.
No. Yeah, you're actually right. Yeah, you're actually right. It's an outlaw. It's an outlaw statement of like rebellion. It's
it's law and order. We follow law and order. We follow the rules.
Fuck law and order.
America is a barbarian nation.
Without rules,
America is a nation of barbarians. In the same way that you had the Roman Empire and then you had the Germanics, like with their fucking swords, and they just never fucking took the swords off, and they could never really fully get it. Like they tried so hard to take the Roman Empire and make it in Germania, but it just fucking didn't work. And it's like you guys are kind of living in that echo of like you are barbarians trying to hang on to this like Anglo society, toting your guns, wearing your hat, yeehaw, freedom. It's barbarianism versus imperialism. Like Europe is imperial and America is barbarian. That's our, and by the way, that's based, by the way.
Yes, it is. Every like crucial figure in American history has broken the law, has been a rebel, has not paid taxes, has gotten his dick sucked, has gotten roadhead, has has crashed his car, dog.
Preach,
has stolen something. Okay? Every figure. Everyone. All of us. And we do it again too. And we'll brag about it in the history books.
All the greats: Bernie Maddox, Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates, just quintessential American folklore outlaw heroes. You gotta love them. You gotta
George
love
Washington, Abraham Lincoln. He broke the law. Ted Kaczynski.
I mean, the law broke him in the case of Ted Kaczynski, but yeah.
Terry Davis. Who else? Malcolm X. Let me think.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Nation of Islam for killing Malcolm X. That was a really cool idea. So good job, guys.
Can we do an episode of Malcolm X next? That'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
But God bless America, son. Play it.
Not real. God bless America. And may you continue to keep that fucking spirit alive, because there is no other place in the Anglosphere with a fighting chance of survival now. And to be honest, you guys are holding on by a fucking thread. The only reason you have a shot, and it's not all of you, by the way, it's like the Mormons and a few guys over here and a few Cascadians and whatever. But the only reason you guys have a shot is because of that barbarian streak, is because you just refuse to give up your fucking guns. You refuse to be put down by some empire, even if it's your own government, even if it's your own government trying to put you down. You just refuse to be.
The American dream.
They call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it, right? But the actual ego.
No, they call it the American dream because your life is a nightmare.
Well,
the American dream is your nightmare, Jordan.
No, the American dream would be a wet dream for someone like me in Europe, because people in Europe yearn for the kind of freedoms that Americans have. But, you know, we can't speak our minds, we can't own what we want, we can't. We have to pay inordinate taxes to import migrants and shit. So no, it is like there's a lot to be respected about America. Although if I was going to go full fucking schizo, I would say you never really left the empire. It just became like corporate facing, and America is almost like the military industrial arm, like the military industrial complex wing of the world deep state. Let me
tell you something. We are young, dumb, and our guns are full of cum. Okay, dog?
Come and take it. Come and take it.
Come and take it.
I think what Jordan is describing is more like what I wish most Americans were and felt like and interpreted.
Good, how you doing?
You know, but it's
I'm probably only speaking about a specific type of white American from about 50 years ago. Is probably what I'm doing, like in general. But they still exist in pockets. Occasionally, you'll see a car show in rural Alabama where they have fucking Confederate flags on all the Trump stickers on all the bumpers and all the cars, and you'll just see like a young white girl there who's 22 with a second baby, and you're just like, babes, so fucking babes. Like we don't have that. We don't have that. If we have like women who are 22 with like two babies, then they have two different dads of two different ethnicities and two different fucking, you know what I mean? Like we just don't. That doesn't even exist anywhere. Like all of Europe is like New York
thing, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We got Mormons, we got procreation, we got the Amish, dog. We got casinos, dog. We got illegal gambling, dog. We got poker, we got blackjack. I like gambling, dog. I'm addicted to gambling, dog. We got kids, we got babies. I'll make them for you, dog. Watch me do it. I'll sling that shit in. My dick is a syringe, miss. You'll get the injection. Contraception. You know what I'm saying?
Free, free! Free, free! Alright, but have you heard this one, though? Death, death to the IDF! 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 Death, death!
Let's go storm the White House. That'd be really
American values, though, because for some reason it's my job to try to focus the show on topics. I don't know why, but
you're the smart one, Graham. Didn't you know that?
So there's a big philosophical debate: should American rights apply to people who are not American? The Supreme Court seems to to think so. So even if someone is from another country and they come here, they should still get a fair trial and
Oh,
be
the magic soil. Yeah.
protections. Yeah, magic soil. Exactly. And this is an interesting thing because I think too, I kind of agree in the sense that if you want to embody your values, then you should do that and you should represent, free speech, freedom to protect yourself, freedom of government tyranny, and things like that to the fullest capacity. So while our legal system has agreed that people from other countries and foreigners should have the same rights as Americans when they're subjected to, I don't know, like the law here. Like in principle, we don't practice that. And one of the best examples of this is recently there's a band they're called Bob Vylan, and they recently criticized Israel, or they said something like "death to the IDF" or something, which that's pretty milquetoast. Like that doesn't really, come on. Like as far as being an edgelord, is that? Anyway, there's another band too.
Not quite naming them.
They played at Coachella. I forget what their name was, and they also were like "Free Palestine," and they all the people with their Palestine flags, they kept pointing to them in the crowd, and they're like "Free Palestine." And then they got like their visas revoked. So these bands from other countries are like getting yeeted out and they're not allowed to tour. There was also, and I liked this one earlier, there was this Mexican band that write corridos, which I don't know if you know that word, but it's specifically a genre of Mexican music that is folk music, Mexican folk music about violent, horrible, horrific cartel leaders. A lot of the songs and artists are commissioned by the cartel leaders. These aren't French songs on fucking SoundCloud. They're like on the radio. They're the number one hits or charting in Mexico. And there's a band that recently were playing their shit and they put like a huge mural of like this drug lord that they wrote the song about behind him. And the next day, the Trump administration was like, get out, don't come back, not gonna have that here. And it's odd because I kind of agreed with that one, but because of my stance on Israel and Palestine, I disagree with Bob Vylan getting kicked out. Thoughts?
I'm super fucking conflicted on
I
Bob
want to hear
Dylan.
the music.
Okay, I can play you a song. This one's called "I Heard You Want Your Country Back" by Bob Vylan. He performed this live at Glastonbury Festival. Fucking adverts. So basically, he's one guy. Although you're right, he does have a band, but like Bob Vylan is obviously a play on Bob Dylan. And I'm so conflicted on this because did you just realize that? Like, no,
just fucking around.
Okay. Like, but no, he's so is this kind of anti-establishment sentiment in all his music, right? Fuck Israel, free Palestine. I can get on board with that bit. The bit I can't get on board with is the taunting British people with a song like this, which is literally like the lyrics to the song are, "I heard you want your country back, shut the fuck up. I heard you want your country back, you can't have that. I heard you want your country back, shut the fuck up. I heard you want your country back, well, me too." And then he did this at Glastonbury wearing a Fred Perry polo, which is like the quintessential white boy British outfit, stomping around on stage and kind of just like making this thing of like, yeah, like lol, you're all getting demographically replaced basically. And the saddest, sickest thing is that the camera pans and it cuts to the largely white British audience and they're like, "Heard you want your country back?" And you're like, oh, just the whole thing makes me fucking want to just like set things on fire. You know what I mean? But like, but under the American principles of free speech, he should probably be allowed inside your country. As much as it pains me to say that, if you're gonna apply the rule, apply it consistently, right? Like,
we got free speech, plus we got guns, dog. So I mean, he can try saying that shit here, hombre, but I don't think so. You know, sinkhole your dinero, son. It's going away, man. You got
the
that?
thing is, in America, you can get away with saying what you want, and that is one of the beautiful things about it. But it's just like the guy annoys me so much as a player. His whole thing is like a political statement again, like very
bars
lefty,
suck, by the way. That's very gay.
Yeah, it's unfathomably gay as a song and as a concept, but hey, I mean, so is most of the music today.
Well, I guess what bothers me is like the lack of consistency in this principle. Like I totally would be down for, like the American dream is for Americans only. Like, yeah, I kind of agree with that. I very much agree with that. I guess this is a conflicting debate in my head because like what we're getting is mixed messages from the power elite on what it means to be an American, for one. It's completely distorted. Who American values apply to. and when it matters most. And it seems to matter most not when people are saying fuck America, fuck the president, but when they criticize like Israel.
Or when you
It's
need
not
some
even
kind of
our country that they're fucking mad about. They're mad
no,
about
but it's
criticizing another country. Like,
it's the same diabolical pretext that gets used to initiate war in the Middle East. Is that American values are limited to it. The American values are a perk that you get for being an American citizen until we need someone to import to replace you, or until we need to do a war in the Middle East where like all of a sudden these Iranians need American values. It's very important all of a sudden that the Iranian people have access to American value. You know what I mean? Like it just like it's that kind of flexibility annoys me.
well, if you went to Iraq, you would probably be like, this place could use a McDonald's.
Oh,
Like,
fuck yeah. And probably some freedom and some democracy. But the question is, are these people ready for it, right? It took the Northwestern European, the Anglo, the German, it took them 1,000 years to come to that conclusion that like democracy and freedom of speech and public order and all these values to be like they evolved those values. If you try and tell the Iranian people like catch up, be democratic, here's your McDonald's, it just ends so fucking badly. Like I think you have to leave them alone and let them get there.
Yeah, it's incompatible
over the next 1,000 years. Like
it's American. The Western system is incompatible with certain cultures. Certain cultures are incompatible with the Western system. You can't force it on some people, and you can't force them into it. And like I think that's a universal truth. So yes, it does sound ridiculous to be like, we're gonna give democracy to people who are covering their face except for their eyes at will because they think God is gonna hurt them and they worship a guy who had like
and it is almost a bit
can't handle
retarded
it,
that like
democracy, brother. They can't handle it.
if I
can't handle freedom.
No gold
if
knuckles.
I set foot in America tomorrow, I suddenly have all these magical rights. That doesn't make sense, right? Like I didn't earn them, I didn't pay into it, I didn't contribute to it. I have no like blood ties or what do you call it, like affinity with it. But if to be treated fairly under the law, I would expect. But to suddenly have all this, like, that I can go outside the White House and be like, yeah, fuck you, Donald Trump. Like, I'm not an American. Like, not sure the free speech should apply to me. Like, in that instance, I'm really not sure in that instance that it's not my country to be, like, running my mouth in. Otherwise, what's the point of being an American if everyone could just be an American? You know, I don't know. Like,
but when I'm in London, I don't know. I have a respect for London, but I don't know, just put it this way. The whole time I was in Cuba, I was just openly saying out loud, like, this place is fucking crazy, man. There's crazy shithead dictator running this place. It's fucking
that's
nuts.
wild. How the fuck did you get into Cuba? That's crazy.
Everybody was like, shh, don't say that. Like,
yeah.
But like, I don't respect really the place that I go to when I go there in the sense of like I respect it, but I'm still like gonna say whatever I feel like, and if they kick me out, whatever. But I'm not worried about that because I don't go to crazy shithole countries except for Cuba. But like, I understand what you're saying. Like, should I be able to just show up and like suddenly start criticizing the government or whatever? I mean, yeah, probably. I think there's more. You said being born in America, it's like a big game of, it's a big gamble. It's a lottery system wherever you're born, and like you're very lucky. But ideally, you are the product and end goal of your parents that wanted to have you. And so many people, come to America to have a child. And I'm not just talking about third worlders or whatever, having anchor babies. I mean, like, many, many people come to the United States just to have some children, have a family. And I think and that's why Trump right now is trying to end birthright citizenship and do citizenship based on who your parents are, which is unconstitutional. This is another good example of like, this is actually not an American value. People who are trying to argue that birthright citizenship isn't an American value and it's not what the founding fathers intended are retarded. I'll just put it that way.
Because it is quite explicitly in the Constitution.
Yeah, and I'm not going to even jump into like why I feel that way. I'm just putting it out.
It's time to retard Max then, boys.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's more plainly written. It's more plainly written in the Constitution. Birthright citizenship is than the right to own a gun. Like, I'm not a well-regulated militia. yet I have a gun, you know?
Though you can make the argument that even though it's definitely constitutional, that maybe the framers of the Constitution didn't have any idea that this level of mass migration would even be possible in the future. And that to get to America when the Constitution was written was an epic 4-week journey that you may have involved dying at sea. Whereas now a journey to America is 4 hours and a passport stamp. It's just a different, you know what I mean? Like, so you can make an argument that contextually the meaning is different, but you can't say it's not in there because it's written in there. Like,
for you,
it's like how it's just freedom of religion, but I don't think they even imagine
Concord, R.I.P. Concord.
There's been a freedom of religion in the Constitution, but I don't think the forefathers envisioned this many religions. I think they meant freedom of denomination. Is my interpretation of that. Freedom to pick which branch of Christianity.
Nah, I think there were too many Jews in early America. There were too many Jews, like from the rip in America. Freedom of religion. If they meant freedom of denomination, they would have just said freedom of denomination. You can be whatever kind of Christian you like. So many of the founding fathers were not Christian, were deists or theists, or atheists, but not actually explicitly Christian. Thomas Paine, Ben Franklin, all these guys who like. So I think there's a reason why they said like freedom of religion and not freedom of denomination. And I think it's Masonic, actually. But, well,
what are the Freemasons up to these days?
It's more of a boys' drinking club for like old fogies today, to be honest, from what I can tell.
Yeah. I feel like whatever they were or were supposed to be, it was kind of like probably mask off in the 80s, and now.
But how would you do it if you could start over? If I said to you, like, you and God forbid, you and Andy are the new framers of the new Constitution. Yeah. All right, how would you do it now, starting over?
So my grandfather was a Freemason, and he was like a truck driver, and a whole bunch of truck drivers were Freemasons, and they would let each other stay at the lodges or whatever for free.
Illuminati confirmed.
Right. But like besides that, he never really said that there was any other benefit to being a fucking Freemason. And I think that, like, obviously truck drivers are not like the power elite controlling.
No idea. I don't mean
like a discount restaurant.
If you read, for example, Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike, who was a very major thought leader and figurehead in Freemasonry back in the day, it's a big idea in Freemasonry that the man, as long as he believes in something above him and he's beholden to some god, something that can be represented by the all-seeing eye, then he can join, he can take part in the rituals, and he can be a Freemason, a free man. I do believe a lot of that was coded into America as a nation because so many of the founding fathers were Freemasons. And at that time, that organization did have a lot of power. So I feel like,
But I feel like that was kind of so. Like now we talk about the Illuminati. We've been talking about the Illuminati for like the last 30 years, I feel like. And before that, it was like the Freemasons, you know what I mean? And I feel like that whatever this elite thing, this group was, it was exposed and it became like not cool anymore.
Yeah, just like when everybody finally wakes up to the fact that what the Jews are doing, it'll be too late. AI will be running the world. Like it's just like nobody is ready for this shit.
Back to your question, Jordan. If I was running the show, if I was starting over, first thing I would do as emperor, I would legalize all drugs and prostitution, and I would tax them to fix the economy. Our national debt deficit. Anyway, our national debt would be reduced to zero in 5 years because I'd be pimping that hard.
That's kind of cool. What about the alien versus predator program, where you get 2 illegal aliens and you say whichever one of you catches the most pedophiles gets a visa?
I think that's going to be the top reality show in America. And
we monetize it. Balls to the wall. We just monetize it.
I'm also going to let some immigrants stay, but I'm going to make them fight to the death for citizenship.
Apparently ICE is expanding. Apparently, according to this big, beautiful bill, which I have no idea what it is, maybe you can explain it to me. But apparently ICE is becoming like a paramilitary organization, almost as big as, if not bigger than, the Marine Corps. And that loads of money and jobs are going to come into immigration paramilitia kind of organ. Is that real or no?
Well, they're doing it backwards. The American military builds its forces up and then makes really high-def propaganda and puts it on TV. And what ISIS did was they made really high-def propaganda, and then that got a bunch of people.
No, not ISIS. ICE, as in the immigration people, the border force. Like as in apparently in this big beautiful bill, they've hidden a bunch of stuff about about weaponizing and upgrading ICE and making it a proper paramilitary organization. Like,
So
okay.
And I agree with the part of the bill that's like, if we're going to build this wall, and with building the wall, we need way more border control, like agents and more immigration people. And that I agree. If you're going to do one, you need to do all of them because everything is understaffed and underfunded, and they could hire like so many more people to guard the border. So that part's cool, but make no mistake about it, this is another bullshit like omnibus American bill written by lobbyists, where the politicians say, here's 5 things we want, and they beg their masters to give them the 5 things that they want, and then they stuff everything for corporate and special interests in there that they can, and then they don't care. The reasons why they don't read the bills before they get passed is because what they want, one of those 5 things is in there. So whatever, we're going to pass it, even if it means new subsidies for oil companies, new limits on sugar and foods, whatever the fuck it is, or a shit ton of money just, that's not earmarked for anything in particular to a random place, to a random construction company, to build a bridge that never gets built. Just shit like that. And it's Elon is correct and Thomas Massey is also correct in criticizing the bill because it's like obviously that the system is broken. It's another symptom of it, and it plunges us further into debt, which I have yet to hear a good argument on how that affects me.
Interesting.
So another
interesting.
What if the space force, like Donald Trump's space force combined with ICE? Because what about like an alien
force,
like alien immigrants, dude? That's their next threat. What do you like about America, Jordan? What's your favorite thing?
There's a lot of really beautiful women in America because of the European demographics mixing together. There's a lot of really nice new white people made of like Italian and German and bang them together. And I like the people. I'm not gonna lie, you're some of the nicest, most down to earth people on the face of the earth.
How about you, Graham?
Oh, about America?
Yeah.
I like that it's this thing in motion, like it's a living thing that it feels like it's always changing and never feels stagnant. And the way that we evolve and live and the culture changes and our laws and presidents evolve. Like we're in unprecedented times all the time. Whereas in Europe, it's like, this Boris Johnson guy's pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah. Other people's politics are gay and cringe. Ours are cool. It's like a WWE wrestling match all the time.
We don't even watch our politics. We just watch yours.
Yeah, I know that. There's a reason for that. Because we're cool, you're not. We're cool, you're not, dog. ARs, apple pies. What do you guys got? Like bread and beans and shit?
Can we get a based? Can we get a based in the comments for that?
Fuck, dude. I'm feeling hot. I'm scorching.